Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17, U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use, tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, I'm going to read more from Introduction to Scientology Ethics, page 41, and this is the glossary. Alter is the practice of changing or falsifying the way something actually is. ARC, affinity, reality, and communication. ARC composes understanding. ARC break, to cause an upset or sudden drop in ARC. Auditing, the application of Scientology procedures to a person by a trained Scientologist. Auditor, a listener or one who listens carefully to what people have to say, like a child. Notice they never use the word child. It must be a coincidence. An auditor is a person, here we go again, trained and qualified in applying Scientology processes to others for their betterment. Clear, a person who through the technology of Scientology has achieved the extremely high state of being, able to be at cause knowingly and at will over mental matter, energy, space, and time, as regards the first dynamic, survival as self. Committee of Evidence, a fact-finding group appointed and empowered to impartially investigate and recommend upon Scientology matters of a fairly severe ethical nature. DevT, developed unnecessary traffic. Dynamic, the urge, thrust and purpose of life, survive, in its 8 manifestations. The first dynamic is the urge toward survival of self. You know, they snuffed that out in Scientology. The second dynamic is the urge toward survival through sex or children. The dynamic actually has 2 divisions. The second dynamic, A, is the sexual act itself, and second dynamic, B, is the family unit, including the rearing of children. I want to add in here, for all the people who act stupid and dumb like they don't know what's going on, all the children that in real time currently LAPD, Denver PD, Clearwater PD, for all the children that are currently right now in 2025 being sexually assaulted, sexually battered, raped in Scientology, they are told that they're out 2D, out second dimension, and why did they pull in the rape from a grown-ass man? Yep. Just see the current case going on with I can't think of her name right now. There are right now in real time 2 current lawsuits against Scientology for child sexual abuse. Look it up. The third dynamic is the urge toward survival through a group of individuals, or as a group. Any group or part, that's the groupthink, or part of an entire class could be considered to be a part of the third dynamic. The school, the club, the team, the town, the nation are examples of groups. Notice they didn't put church in there. The fourth dynamic is the urge toward survival through all mankind and as all mankind. The fifth dynamic is the urge toward survival through life forms such as animals, birds, insects, fish, and vegetation, and is the urge to survive as these. The sixth dynamic is the urge toward survival as the physical universe, and has at its components matter, energy, space, and time, from which we derive the word mest. The seventh dynamic is the urge towards survival through spirits or as a spirit. Anything spiritual with or without identity would come under the seventh dynamic. A subheading of this dynamic is ideas and concepts, such as beauty and the desire to survive through these. The eighth dynamic is the urge towards survival through a supreme being, or more exactly, infinity. This is called the eighth dynamic because the symbol of infinity, OO, stood upright makes the numeral 8. I'm not going to go there. E-meter check, the procedure whereby an ethics officer, like a child, or trained auditor, like a child, establishes the state of a person, like a child, in regard to ethical or technical matters by using the technology of the e-meter, an electronic instrument for measuring the mental state or change of state of an individual. Ethics. Ethics is reason and the contemplation of optimum survival. External Comm. External Comm Bureau. A bureau responsible for handling all incoming and outgoing communication traffic of telexes, freight, and mail in a Scientology organization. Field Staff Member, FSM. A person, you see this? Always use the word person, like a child. Appointed by the Church of Scientology to act as a representative for the church in his local area. Flattening of process. Technical term for ending the use of a process by an auditor at the exact moment at which it must be ended. Hat. Slang for the title and work of a post in a Scientology organization, derived from railroading, etc. Usage where the hat worn indicates one's job. Locational. Locate the blank. The auditor has the pre-clear, like a child. Locate the floor, the ceiling, the walls, the furniture in the room, and other objects and bodies. Overt. A contra-survival act against one or more dynamics. So in other words, when a child is raped, they've committed an overt. Not the predator, not the pedophile, but the child. Phase 1. Beginning a new activity. An executive single hands while he trains his staff. When he has people producing, functioning well, and hatted, he then enters the next phase. Phase 2. Running an established activity. An executive gets people to get the work done, like a child. Potential trouble source. Imagine that the LAPD doesn't know how to find this information. Any person who, while active in Scientology or a pre-clear, remains connected to a suppressive person or group. A person roller coasters, i.e., gets better than worse, etc. Only when connected to a suppressive person or group, which is pretty much everyone. And in order to cease roller coastering, must receive processing intended to handle such, which costs money, of course. Pre-clear. This term covers anyone who is not a clear, like a child. However, it is principally used to describe a person who, through Scientology processing, is finding out more about himself and life. Scientology. Wait for this. Scientology is a religious philosophy, not a church, and technology. The word Scientology comes from the Latin scio, knowledge, and the Greek logos, study. It means knowing how to, or the study of wisdom. Squirrels. Those who engage in actions alerting Scientology and offbeat practices. Star-rated checkouts. Technical or administrative material of highest importance checked on the person studying it by another to make sure the person knows and can apply it exactly. Statistic. A number or amount compared to an earlier number or amount of the same thing. Statistics refer to the quantity of work done or the value of it in money. Yeah, it's applied to children too, LAPD. Federal Bureau of Investigation, Homeland Security, Child Protective Services, Board of Education. Trying to think of other agencies. Governments. Suppress a person, one who is battling constantly in covert ways, to make others less powerful and less able because of imagined danger to himself. Imagine how insane that sounds. And everybody's following along. TA, tone arm action, a technical term for the quantitative measurement of case gain in the Scientology processing of a pre-clear for a given unit of time. Thetan, the person himself, not his body or name, the physical universe, his mind or anything else, that which is aware of being aware, the identity that is the individual, from theta, the Greek symbol for thought or perhaps spirit. Isn't it exactly like spirit? So I think soul is a little different from spirit, in my opinion. LAPD, listen to this. Withhold. Withhold, an undisclosed counter-survival act against one or more dynamics. And that's it, you guys. I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.